Manuka honey is becoming increasingly popular as a health food product in China these days. VitMedi is an iconic brand that represents leading quality Manuka honey, Jarrah honey, as well as natural honey. It is one of the fastest growing medicinal honey companies and are now available from over 10 different pharmacy chains. VitMedi has been in the forefront of developing a comprehensive understanding of the properties of Australian Manuka honey by partnering with Australian and international universities for research. We visited a leading Australian Manuka honey research lab in the University of the Sunshine Coast to develop a deeper understanding of the benefits of Manuka honey.
My name is Dr. Peter Brooks. I'm a senior lecturer in chemistry. I also run the honey research lab here at the University of Sunshine Coast.
My name is Lynn Pappalardo and I work here at the University of the Sunshine Coast in our honey research.
I'm Matthew Pappalardo and recently I just finished an honours degree at the University of Technology in Sydney, where I connected the biological activity of Australian leptospermum honeys to the chemical profile of those honeys.
Why is Australian Manuka honey so special?
Well, Manuka is just one species of leptospermum honey. So there's one species in New Zealand, that's the Scoparium, and there's 83 species in Australia, including Scoparium.
Where our leptospermums grow are a lot of coastal areas all around Australia. We've got a lot of coastline and a lot of those areas aren't used for other activities, so there's not a lot of sprays and pesticides or anything being used. So it's quite a clean green honey that you get.
Why we should be using it, it's got a special antibacterial action so that if it's applied to an affected wound, for example, the honeys will draw the infection out of the wound and natural chemicals within the honey destroy the infection. But it's got antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds as well, so the inflammation of the wound is actually calmed down by the honey. Now, Manuka honeys or leptospermum honeys have a compound called methylglyoxal, and they're the only type of honeys to have that.
You talk about honey being active when it has the content of methylglyoxal so that it can be antibacterial and anti-inflammatory and wound healing.
It can also be taken if you've got a sore throat, which is a streptococcus infection. It can help fight off the throat infection. The UMF rating originally stood for unique Manuka factor before they knew what was causing it. So we knew that these honeys, when tested in a laboratory, were killing bacteria, but we didn't know why. So the stronger the action, the stronger the UMF rating. And then we discovered the compound responsible for that was methylglyoxal.
The process of measuring that is very difficult when you're testing it against a live organism, just because there's so many different variables at play. Whereas if we're just looking at quantitating and measuring the amount of MGO, you can get a really nice guide to the antibacterial activity. Test honey samples that people have sent us for the methylglyoxal and the DHA precursor.
So it's a very rapid test, so this test runs for about 15 minutes per sample on the instrument, whereas the UMF bacterial testing takes 24 hours for the bacteria to grow, so it's much slower. And it's a very definite test because we can get a very accurate measure of the methylglyoxal.
Could you please tell me, why does honey crystallize? Is that a concern for consumers?
It's not a concern for consumers. Honey is 80 to 85% fructose glucose mixture. And what can happen if the honey gets cool, the glucose begins to crystallize. It's no concern with health-wise or product-wise.
Okay, so we have a Australian jellybush honey here and the New Zealand Manuka honey. Could you explain the differences and the appearance?
Well, the difference is that the New Zealand Manuka honey has been creamed, which means they've added very small crystals for the glucose to begin crystallizing around. So lots and lots of little crystals of glucose. That's why it appears opaque. So the honey has a sort of greyish opaque appearance to it. Whereas the Australian jellybush honey is clearer, it doesn't have that opaque appearance.